Sword and sorcery games are a dime a dozen these days, whether you're talking about indie games or AAAs. Fewer and farther between are the games that try to emulate that short period of the mid to late 80s where Ultima was the king of the castle and all other RPGs wanted a shot at the throne.
And even fewer still are the more grounded, low magic, dark fantasy games with a heavy dose of terror from the depths, arcane cults, and cursed monsters. And that's exactly the type of experience that this upcoming old school RPG conjures up.
Hey everybody, it's me, Boss Sauce.
And I'm H.P. Lovecraft. Get out of here. And I'm Rollin' Coods. And together, we are the Two-Headed Hero.
There's a ton of great-looking indie games out there in the coming soon column, and it's hard to pick just one out of the bubbling depths of our modern-day internet landscape. But every so often, we stumble upon something that looks promising and unique.
Today, we aim to give you a little heads up for one such title. An upcoming love letter to old-school RPGs from Scape-it as Games. Join us as we melt the darkness off the latest demo of SKALD against the Black Priory.
Hey everybody, before we get into this any further, just come here for a sec. I just want to apologize real quick for how late this video is. No one told me that a positive COVID test is the Florida State bird. So, unfortunately, I ended up with COVID. How long did COVID knock me out for? Well, let's put it this way. It was long enough for YouTube to change their subscriber button. By the latest doctor's reckonings, it's probably going to be about 6 to 8 weeks total before I feel totally normal. But hey, some good news. Thanks very much for 1,000 subscribers, and we hope that we continue to entertain and inform you. We're going to do something real special that hopefully will be out by the end of the year. Let's get back to it, shall we? Immediately upon booting up SKALD, you're assaulted with this chunky CGA-style intro screen full of cool warriors and spooky Dagons and a badass adventure tune that slaps you right in the eardrum. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I'm ready to create my character and jump into action and Character creation is not available in the demo yet. Well, no matter.
Hit Quick Start instead and jump into the battle-worn shoes of Andros, a mighty mercenary on a mission to retrieve a missing girl from the mysterious land of Hydra. You awaken in the hold of the Zephyr, a stout ship commissioned to ferry your mercenary band to the remote island, and all is not right. The vessel shakes as if under attack, the rodents have grown to unusual size, and the sailors and mercenaries are eyeballing each other suspiciously as rumors of a sea creature spread from mouth to ear. Or perhaps they're eyeballing each other romantically.
By first impressions, SKALD is going for that true old-school role-playing game feel by providing the player with a ton of tools and letting them cut loose. Survive using stealth, diplomacy, and brute force in detailed turn-based encounters. Make important role-playing decisions through well-written dialogues that inform both the past and future of Andros' personal experiences. Uncover treasures or talk your way through tense situations with the help of risky dice rolls. Taking a peek in the character screens reveals a good old-fashioned
Grid Inventory. Hello, it's me, the Grid Inventory Prospector, back for another one.
Yee howdy. I love these old boxes and tetraminos.
Yep, that's a real hootenanny.
A good old-fashioned grid inventory and enough stats to fill a Dungeon Master's guide. Seeing all of these skills and abilities and a faction system ripe for the taking really fires up the nerd sections of the brain. Wait, I got a question. Where do you think the nerd center of the brain is?
Right where the bridge of the glasses is. So whenever you push up your glasses, you're massaging it a little bit.
You're activating the nerd center of the brain.
Yeah. Combat is a big part of these types of games, and here it's deceptively simple. A title pops up with a phrase of encouragement signifying battle, usually something like, "Blood will flow," or "Death or victory," or "Give it your best shot, chap," that reads like it's from a Game of Thrones fortune cookie. Then it's straight to the quick and brutal tactical action. There's no fancy Final Fantasy spells or eldritch powers to rely on, only dirty fighting moves and good old-fashioned strategy. Facing and positioning matters greatly, backstabs are often lethal, and your lead character's roguish skill set sets SKALD farther apart from similar turn-based fare. Fights feel decidedly lethal, and this is just one more area where SKALD encourages high risk and high reward.
No lockpick? No problem. Kick open that chest and grab the swag. No diplomacy? No problem. Kick open that sailor and grab the swag. Crack and break in your boat? Okay, that's a problem. Kick yourself into a watery grave.
Or so it would seem, as Andros is launched into flashback land instead. Here you'll learn that SKALD has important lighting and crafting systems, as you're tasked with the 2 heroic quests of navigating a nighttime hedge maze and making a delicious grilled cheese sandwich. At the same time, you'll get a good chance to look around and admire the game's devotion to authenticity.
Everything about SKALD's presentation screams late 80s, early 90s. That's not to say that the game feels entirely archaic. Character pathfinding is excellent with the mouse controls, and there's a ton of handy keyboard shortcuts, plus the ability to save SKALD at any point outside of conversation.
The cute little bleepy bloops and MIDI swooshes of the sound effects, the early ad-lib style FM synth music tracks, the simple but effective tiled graphics emulating the late CGA era, and especially the cool dithering shadow effect seen everywhere as you move around. You can't just list things, that's not a sentence.
I mean, you get the idea though.
How shall we end this one, do you suppose?
Maybe it's a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
We'll have the sequel in sentence 2, the sentencing.
Okay. Masterfully written Dungeon Master style descriptions are accompanied by quarter panel illustrations, which makes the demo feel like it's sprinkled with little story nugget cutscenes. It's a vibe you don't often see anymore, and it's particularly well done here.
During the flashback sequence, you'll find out why Andros was on that doomed vessel in the first place. Most of the exposition takes place in flashbacks within flashbacks as Andros revisits House Baron, the castle keep that served as his early childhood home. As you explore, Andros is kicked hard in the memberberries, and this dredges up some painful recollections of his father, who was the house's disgraced and exiled former master of arms, and Embla, his childhood friend who showed a growing affinity for the non-state-approved brand of mystical arts.
Although this meeting is not on the best of terms, Master Cato makes Andros a simple offer. Retrieve his wayward daughter Embla from the remote island of Idra in exchange for the restoration of his family honor and a big ol' sack of gold.
After accepting this quest during the flashback, Andros awakens. Miraculously, he somehow survived the assault of the sea creature and weathered the violent ocean, only to wash up on the shores of Idra. Unfortunately, here's where the demo ends. Except it doesn't. A recent update adds a sizable chunk of shoreline where you can chat up a local murder hobo, fight a bunch of angry dogs, and complete an extremely creepy and well done side quest that involves children trapped in a well and fending off the influence of a cosmic mind-controlling black mold. This is a promising start, and it definitely left us hungry for more.
It's particularly interesting that choices you make during the flashbacks can influence Andros' memories of past events and even how characters treat him in the present. And I can only hope this is further expanded upon in the full version of SKALD.
A 2021 demo for SKALD came out last year, in 2021. And the differences between the two are immediately apparent. Graphics, sound controls, quality of life features, they've all been improved. But if you want to see more of the island of Idra, check out the shoreline in the lighthouse and get excited on what may still come. The 2021 Prologue still remains on Steam, at least for the moment. And there's one final reason why I'm so excited to see the development of SKALD progress. If you check on the website, not only is SKALD going to be a standalone game, but it will be an entire role-playing system for these type of retro RPGs. This means we could see a community spring up all around it, and people adding their own touches from the depths of their imaginations to this retro role-playing system. And that is a really cool concept.
SKALD promises actual computer role-playing in a gaming landscape that's largely bereft of it, and that's really something to look forward to. If you're watching this far out, we want to let you know that we are so glad to have you here. As always, please let us know about your favorite demos down in the comments, or send us a little tweet. Just pack up a tweet into that little bird in your phone, and just send it on its way over to us.
Yeah, and you better hurry before Twitter itself completely implodes. Give that subscribe knob a little tweak if you haven't already, and tap the donger if you want to know when our next foray into computerized nerdery commences. And if you really, really like us, maybe take a sec to share the vid on social media, or drop us a tip on our Ko-fi page. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next Two-Headed Hero.